Mhm. Did I? Mhm. Mhm. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, gents. Good evening to all of you. Wow, that's good. Wow, 11 organic subscribers. That's unbelievable. We won't do that. We won't feed them. We won't feed them. We won't feed them, guys. We won't do that. The Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo. It's a cute name, right? Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo. Believable that name. Unbelievable. We'll be on in a second, right, guys? Let me just get my things ready here. You guys can hear me fine, right? I'm sure you guys could. Thumbs up. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for the heads up. Wow, we have 14. Wow, I got to do the show already. These guys are on fire. Oof. Thank you, Thurston Howell. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you. Makes me feel good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, Doc. Welcome to the show, Mike. Doc, Mike. Yes, Doc Mick. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Collector, the Collector. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so let's just dive into this, guys. Let's just dive into this already. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the show. Before I get into this wonderful show that I have prepared for you guys, please don't forget to touch that button and subscribe to the channel and like our video. And if you can, don't forget to also share if you would like to do that. Right? Our channel is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's unbelievable. So every help that you guys give the channel, if you guys are new to the channel, hey, we're fun. We're a lot of fun. This is our army, we have here. Guys, I want to start by talking that, I spoke to you guys a couple of days ago about, a lot of precious metals and all that good stuff that is going haywire. And I wanted to give you guys a head start. I'm sure that all of you know what I'm going to say, but I'm just in case to the ones that don't know, I'll give you guys a heads up. We spoke about rhodium and spoke about gold and silver and platinum. As you know, in the last couple of days, I'm going to be talking about this because it's going to be good for you guys to know what's happening when prices start going a little bit crazy. As you know, we have a situation going on in with our country and Ukraine and Russia and Putin, throwing a couple of drones, over there and to Ukraine and Ukraine back to Russia, and the uh, the White House administration, they're not too happy, and they even been using some foul language, and getting kind of annoyed with Mr. Putin, and the new guy in the White House is gonna be making a big announcement tomorrow, Monday. I think tomorrow will be Monday the 14th of July, I believe. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a very, happy announcement by that new administration over there in the White House. So, maybe you guys could be aware of what's happening, and, things might go bananas, exactly, maybe you have to buy gold and all that because, things are not, whether you guys want to believe it, things are not looking very healthy out there. So maybe, take a look, see at the news. Maybe he'll talk at 10 a.m. in the morning. Maybe he'll talk at 12. Maybe he'll talk at 1. But, keep your eyes, open on that subject because, things might go crazy. I spoke to you about rhodium and I spoke to you about platinum. And platinum is at $1,470 an ounce. And, some time back, you can buy platinum was at $800, $700, so it's moving on up, and I don't want them to catch you falling asleep. I want you guys to be there. This is a watch channel. We talk about watches, but we also talk about many other things. That you guys should know what's happening because I don't want you to be giving your money away to these mumbo jumbo people out there. All right. So you got that straight. Tomorrow, the guy from the White House is going to be making a big announcement. Does anybody know what kind of announcement you think he's going to be making tomorrow? Does anybody know? You can probably help me out with that. Thank you, Damon. Thank you so much. Damon, do you know what kind of announcement you think that new guy in the White House is going to say tomorrow? Because he looked like he was pretty very annoyed. He was very discouraged. He looked very he looked dizzy. It's news to you, okay? Do you see that? Wow. And if it's news to Damon, there it is. I'm happy I'm doing it. So you guys can keep your put on your glasses. Put your glasses on so you can see well and understand what's going on. Because BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan, the Rockefellers, they're all getting together for this. This is it right here. This can be the. Esto se puede virar al revés. This can turn upside down, from one moment to the other. All right, guys? That's pretty surprising that this subscriber of ours is news to him today. Anyway, guys, I also want to talk about a subject that it needs to be addressed. There's a lot of people sending me. Yes, that's what it has to be, Thursday. Correct. It has to be the Russia situation. It has to be the Russia and he at one moment there, I believe they had some kind of going back to again to the Russia situation and Ukraine and the U.S. It looks like they had some kind of a friendship going on. These gentlemen, these powerful men of the world, but it looks like it's slipping away from the guy from the White House. I don't know, and he's a little bit he's a little bit disgusted, if I'm gonna use the word disgusted, if that's the right word or not. But let's see what happens Thursday. Anyway, going back, and I told you that this platform it's a wonderful platform that we're in. Because we can do our own channels, we can be our own anchors, our own movie stars, we can be everything. Okay, exactly that too. Listen, everybody's getting it. Yeah, it can be that too because you know what, you touched a nerve right now. I didn't want to get into that, but we're talking about Epstein, we're talking about Russia, we're talking about Iran, Israel, and I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. I'm going to tell you now. If you're here, you're going to hear it. I, for one moment, don't believe. I, for one moment, don't believe that gentleman, Epstein, is dead. Okay? You heard it from me. This man, he knew too much, and he's part of that world, that dark, demonic world. What he was doing. With the humans and all that. It's just a very greasy, oily situation. But I don't believe for one moment that guy Jeffrey, Jeffrey. Let's call him just Jeffrey, so we don't get shut down. I don't believe that man is dead. He's protected. To me, he's protected, and that's just my theory because I'm a conspiracy theorist, tinfoil head. I'm a tinfoil head. I admit it to you guys. I'm a tinfoil head, and I like to be known as a tinfoil head. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, but it is what it is. I don't believe that maybe Damon has his own way of seeing things. Maybe Thurston has his own way of seeing things. Maybe Mr. Fiore has his own way of seeing things, and Mr. Donut and all that good stuff. But we live in a world that we are blindfolded. We are blindfolded. This is why I put my glasses every day to see the whole world, because that is a dark world, and me and you are not invited into that dark world. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. If you guys keep on, thank you very much, luxury gentlemen. Thank you so much. So there's a lot of things happening, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I have come to the conclusion, talking to my son. Also, my son is very involved in doing a little bit of day trading and that good stuff. Those kids are young; they know a lot. So I learn from them. Correct. There it is, Franco. Gracias. Thank you, Franco, for saying that. There's a lot of people. This thing is gonna blow up. And you know what? Let me explain to you something else. Again, I'm trying to do something, but I can't. Hello, Mr. Donor. Welcome to the show. You have that lawyer that I forgot his name, but he's a real powerful lawyer, and he spoke and he says that when he got to look at the list, that man, I forgot his name. If anybody knows the name, if you put it there and it is, I'm saying that's the guy. If you say his name, the lawyer guy, he's kind of older man. He's kind of thinning hair, like a little curly hair, Forgot his name. And he said that he saw the Alan. There you go. Thank you very much. Unbelievable. That's the one, Mr. Thurston. That's the one too. He spoke in what he said that he saw in there. Let me tell you, he said that he saw there very, very powerful dark figures. Powerful. The people that they sit around the table, those people. Bohemian Grove material. Bohemian Grove material with the owls in the back and all that. So this is getting real nasty. So we don't know what can it be, because they're pressuring the administration over there to show the list already, and the administration over there is now going backwards. because they say there is what is in that list is brutal, 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 brutal. In other words, honestly, guys, if they show that list, if they really exactly the Knights Templar, you know it. I show you the word. You know how it is, Mr. Donald. You know more than me. You're unbelievable. If they show that kind of list, we've never heard of such a thing of showing these figures, these names, powerful people, dark, dark people, dark people, dark people, real dark people, that people, unbelievable. I might give you all these signs, but that doesn't mean that I believe in none of that. Well, I said it wrong. Not that I believe. I do believe that I agree with that. I'm just showing you, I'm giving it to you. Eyes wide shut. That's all. That's there. And let me tell you something. When you know that stuff, it's better that you don't know it in that group, in that circle, because they do this. They shave you. They shave you, and that's it. And that's it. So honestly, I don't think the I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I don't think and if I'm wrong, and if you disagree with me, please put it up there. Put it up there. I don't think the guy from the White House, he can't do it. They got him like this already. Look, you can do all you want, this, that, but that one cannot come out because we have there an example. We have there Elizabeth Queen. We have, Charlie. Charlie over there. Charlie. You know who Charlie is? Charlie. Charlie and the other brother of Charlie. The King Kong from over there. His brother. It could be too. Listen, everything is like that. This channel. This is why we are the number one watch market update show there is in the world, because we touch everything. We touch every single thing, and you guys enjoy it, and I enjoy it myself, and we talk about it. But what I'm saying about King Charlie, and the other one, and Donald Crumb, Donald Crumb. You seen these people, these movie stars? They're like 70 years old, and they look all wrinkled and all messed up, and suddenly they look like they're 25 years old because they're using adrenochrome. Adrenochrome. Anybody know what I'm trying to say? Help me with the word. Adrenochrome. You put it in. You guys don't know about that, but these people. You saw a picture of Madonna from last year. Oh my God. She looked like she didn't look very well, and now you look at Madonna, she looks like she's 30 years old. And you look at the other one, Lohan Cindy, messed up and beautiful because it's the anachrome. Thank you. Somebody understands me, Papi. You guys have to help me out because I cannot use certain words because it's not good, But we have smart people in this channel. Like Thurston Howell III. Thurston, you're one of mine, Papi. You're one of mine. Because people don't know about that, And you know where you get that from, Thurston? If you tell me where you get that, what you said, that word you said. I don't want to say it too much. I don't want no problems, If you get the chrome, if you get the chrome, you know where that chrome comes from? You don't know. If I tell you where the chrome comes from, you guys are going to run. But I don't have to because Thurston Howell will tell you where it comes from. So we have all these people, we have all these people that, Conyo, Damon, don't do that, Damon, please. Shh, come on, Damon, please. This is the number one watch market update show in the world. I gotta drink water just to, because we're too powerful here Today, this is going to be an unbelievable watch show. I'm telling you, it's going to be unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, sacrificing, animals, sacrificing this, sacrifice. This is unbelievable. People don't want to talk about this, but we will. We will talk about it because we're stupid like that. We are stupid like that. So this is what it is. We have a gentleman here that he is here for the comedy. You imagine what he says? Come on, guys. You saw what that gentleman just wrote down. He's here for the comedy. He's here for the comedy. You know that? I amuse him. I want to know how I amuse you. Like a rodeo clown or like a circus clown? Come on, tell me. You here, so tell me how I amuse you. Don't be afraid now. Don't be shy. Say it. Come on. A rodeo clown, circus clown, don't feel bad. You see, there he is. He's coming about. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. He is the comedy. Exactly. This is what I tell you. We have people in the world, they're still hopping around through life. Hopping around through life. Like Meshuggahs, You understand? This is what we have here, Lou Silver. We have Mr. Lou Silver. He finds this a comedy. Unbelievable, that guy. Unbelievable. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou. We love you, Lou. We need you to come here. Every time I do a live stream, we need you here. We do. And write things. Keep on writing things there, Papi. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid, Lou. We love you, Lou. So there it is. You know what's happening. This is the situation that's happening in the world. Be smart, be wise. We are people here in this country that, they have us all taken. But the 21 that we have here, except Lou, we're not taken. They haven't been able to take us. All right, guys? So we're gonna leave that subject because that subject is very, very, very powerful. It's very, very powerful for people. Some people don't believe nothing. Some people still believe that everything is normal in this country. We lost a great man that he said everything he could before he left. And his name is Carlin George. Carlin George, that guy, that man was unbelievable, and he got clipped. He got clipped, and it's what it is. But be smart, guys. Don't let these weasels, get you out of your rhythm where you're at. He was awesome, man. He dropped a lot of knowledge, and you have a lot of people. You let me tell you something again because I have to tell you this. And that royal family from over there, the royal family. You got Charlie. What is the other brother's name? Charlie's brother, Anyway, Charlie, right? That guy, Charlie has a brother. And there was a girl there that, Charlie's brother, he took Andrew. There you go. I'll say Andrew. That guy Andrew, right? And can you believe that young lady that, she was accusing him of all these things? They say a bus. Lou, see if you find that funny, Lou. A bus hit that girl. The girl that was accusing, Andrew, Drew, exactly. He hit her, bang, and the girl fell down and they had her there on lockdown somewhere on one of those islands, like the Island Boys, those two island little boys. The Island Boys? You guys don't know about that. You guys don't know about that, but the two Island Boys, with their hairs up and they have tattoos all over their face, they were over there with that guy, with that, Jeffrey guy, Anyway, so that girl bus hit her, She was, because she was exposing and she was saying many things, And they told her a few times to be quiet, and she came back from the dead and she was talking again, and now she's disappeared again. These people are unbelievable. If you don't see me no more in this channel, they got me. They took me over there to Alligator Alcatraz. Unbelievable, but true. Anyway, guys, we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about something that you guys are being all attacked. As you know, there's no more watch content deals and buying watches and selling watches and $700,000 watch, $200,000 watch. Sell. You know how you have all those channels, the Deputy Boxing Black Eyes channel, the Hungry Hippo Mr. Magoo, the Walrus Fat Bastard, you have Big Pun and Heavy D, the two toddler body brothers out of Miami, you understand me? The two Jehovah Witness out of the Lone Star State. You have all these people, but the content is over. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been getting texts, I've been getting emails, and I've been getting phone calls about this channel that we have. We have a new channel out there. They've been around for a while. They call them the boys, girl, guys, watches. You know what I'm trying to say. Prune face, all these people. They're all together. They're all together. And ladies and gentlemen, they're doing content. If you don't know it, well, you're gonna know it now. It's staged. It's all staged. You got a guy that comes in. They're filming in one of the shops, and the guy comes in, and exactly the Three Stooges. All these people. It's unbelievable. Guy comes into the shop, and he's there. This is the content they're making. The staged content. I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Unbelievable but true. So they're talking, and the guy says, the seller tells the owner of the shop, of that show, the girl guys watch show, you know what I'm trying to say. And he says he has, listen to this. Listen, oh my gosh, so you know what I'm trying to say then. This exactly. You guys know more than me. The guy walks in, and he doesn't say, that he has three Bruce Wayne, three Bruce Wayne, four, you probably believe it, but the Flim Flammer, the one is, he's working with these guys to give you the subliminal message so you guys believe that this is happening for real. He says to the guy, like Mr. Damon said, I have 18 Bruce Waynes for sale. Not 5, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 12, 18, in boxes, stacked. And the guy says, wow, you have 18, yes. So the reason they do this is to give you the subliminal message, what he paid for the watch, what he paid for the watch. I'm buying you one, I'm going to buy you one for $18,000, right? You're going to buy it from that guy, the guy, girl watches, And he buys it for $18,000, and now he puts his markup, which is $19,500, but nobody's buying watches. And those prices are crazy. So they're giving you this price, so you watch it, you go crazy, you start skipping around. That guy, that's the guy right there. You go. I don't need to. I don't have to say nothing in this channel. I don't have to. I have people that are in my show. Pretty soon, I'm going to bring a couple of the subscribers live to join this so they can you can meet them and you can talk to them because they know what they're doing, We're going to have to bring Mr. Blair. We're going to have to bring Mr. Damon, Mr. Thurston, Mr. Donut. These people, we got to bring them into the show because they know what they're talking about. So they're giving you this message. It's a subliminal message, so they can, get you. But, nobody's buying watches, so don't believe this fake stage content. It's all stage. The only channel that is not staged is me. It's me with 22 organic watch channel subscribers with 21 thumbs up. That is unbelievable, It's unbelievable. And it is. So don't believe these people. These people have run out of content. They have run out of content. They have run out. No more. There's no more content. Papi, you guys have woken up. They tell me that I have been a big part of waking up people. That's what they say. No te meta. You know, that's what they say. You know, and there's no more. You see that? I got people that know. I'm telling you that I've been the cause of all that, of sweepstakes, you know, raffles. Papi, they call me. They say that I'm on a uh, what's the name of that? Those letters? A BOS or BOS. You know, you put the letters together. Yeah. BOS. I'm a BOS. I'm the number one BOS out there. I have stopped that, Papi. I have stopped all that. They say there's a crazy guy, man. He gets us every time. You know, he talks about sweepstakes, raffles, all that. The two toddler body brothers, you know, the Hindu brothers, you know, they're like 7 Indian brothers that wear the hats backwards, bad boys, you know, and they have, you know, tattoos in their hair. You know, they make with the hair with the machine, you know, the name of the company, you know. They say that I stopped all that. You know, I don't know how I done it. Have I really stopped it, guys? Because I'm starting to believe it, you know. So stop believing that stage content, you know. I don't know. I'm telling you, that 18 Bruce Wayne, 18 Batman, you know, 5 yellow gold sky dweller with a green Dow Jubilee bracelet. This is all a lie, papi. And you know, remember, they want me out, but they can't get me out because I'm a good man. I'm a good man, papi. We don't buy here no bots. We don't buy here no comments, no views, no likes. What you see is what you get. Lou, come on, Lou. You come here for comedy. Come on, say a couple of more, you know, of your comments. We need you, Papa. This is for real here, guys. So I'm telling you what's going on. These people are hurting. These people are hurting big time. And they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do no more. You know, you got the gentleman, you know, Uncle Johnny, a.k.a. Eddie Monster, you know, and you have the other gentleman from 47th Street, you know, from 47th Street, you know, 47th Street is the flim-flam capital of the world. You go there to New York and they give you classes. Listen to me. Where there's credit, you have to give credit, Papi. You have to give credit. And you have to give credit to those people on 47th Street. There's nobody better than them. There's nobody better than them. Nobody. These people are taught, you know, they're taught in a way that's unbelievable. Their thing is flim-flamming, and flim-flamming. That's it. They have more babies. You know, remember the movie Aliens? Aliens and babies will come out. More babies will come out. Those alien babies were shown the blueprints, you know, how to become a flim-flammer. And that's how it is. So, and now you have, you know, Uncle Johnny, a.k.a. Eddie Monster, that's flipping, and he wants to be a good guy now. And he's saying that this, don't buy that, because you know what? Let me tell you. Uncle Johnny, a.k.a. Eddie Monster, is not stupid. He knows the situation is bad out there. You know? He knows the situation. He's smart. So he flipped. He didn't care. He didn't care about the genie on 47th Street. He didn't care about Sinbad. You know, Genie, the guy with the skin tight hair and the man bun in the back here, and he wears clover, you know, bracelets, you know. He has more clover bracelets than my daughter and my wife together, you know. Clover chains. These people are unbelievable. So, Skiffle, you know, Skiffle. You know, terrible people, you know, terrible people. I know what I'm telling you. I make it to you in a subliminal way. I make it to you funny, like Mr. Lou says that I make it funny. But it is what it is, papi, you know. Es una jodienda. So don't believe all this stage content, you know. And I got to tell you, the truth is the truth. If you look at Uncle Johnny's, last video, aka Eddie Monster, I swear he looks like he was in a funeral parlor. He looked like a funeral director. I'm telling you, Eddie Monster, tú sabes, those curtains, those curtains from the 1974, 75, those curtains, like, you go. Sometimes I have to be quiet because it's too much, It's too much, but it is what it is. So be careful. I know what I'm telling you. Be careful. And I want to say something to you guys too. Exactly. Mr. Donut. Louis mad because we're making fun of his curtains. Funeral. I didn't say it. No, I agree with you, Doc. Funeral. Funeral curtains. Unbelievable, man. I remember my mother had those curtains back in 74 in the Bronx, in Jerome Avenue, Burnside, to this is therapy for me, boys. Unbelievable. And where is it? What did he wrote it where? Funeral curtains, Mr. Donut. Unbelievable. So, guys, I also have an unbelievable watch market update for you guys. I want to give you a watch market update. That's what I do. This is how this show became the #1 watch market update show in the world, chosen by no other than Fudenki. If you don't know who Fudenki is, Lou, you Google it. You Google it, Papi. We have you working. We have you working, Papa. And I want to see you keep on working. You see, the algorithm likes you already. Okay, keep it up, Lou. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about an unbelievable watch market update. I'm going to be talking about our first watch. And these watches that I'm going to give you is from our subscribers. They have requested prices on these watches. And I'm going to blow your hair back and knock your socks off with these prices. Our first watch is a Patek Philippe Calatrava, the 6007 white gold, 40 millimeter. Retail price of that watch is $42,151. White gold, with a leather strap. Yes, this is live. You're live, Papi, Mr. John. You're live, Papa. You're live here too. And I'm going to tell you again, the retail price is $42,151. And I'm going to tell you because I'm stupid like that, because I want to save your money. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. This is a full set. This is a Calatrava 6007, 40 millimeter. Calatrava. Don't pay for that watch. More. Don't get scared. It's only a price. Don't pay more than $26,000. White gold, Papi. White gold. White gold, Mr. Donut. Don't pay more than $26,000. Where were you at, Mr. Donut? What price do you have for me? $26,000. Our next watch is a Rolex Explorer white dial, 42 millimeter with the orange arrow hand. Reference number 226570 with a retail price of $10,050. There it is. You got it. You got it. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Achilles has a price of $7,300, $7,000. Okay. We're talking about the Rolex Explorer white dial, 42 millimeter, orange hand, reference number 226570, retail price $10,050. Does anybody know the price of that watch? Nobody knows it? Nobody knows the price of that watch? What I'm going to tell you, you should pay, and don't pay more. Ready? Nobody knows. Okay, 84, Mr. Donor, 8,400. That's a good number. One more. Go ahead, Lou. Put your number up there, Lou. Don't be shy. 8,000. Okay, and this is it. Here we go. Don't pay for that Explorer. Don't pay for that Explorer. 226,570. Retail price 10,050. Don't pay more than $9,100. All right? Don't pay more than 9,000. That was a good number too, NJZ. I think it's Nelson. I think his name is Nelson. If I forget, let me know if that's his name, Nelson. Our next watch is a Rolex Yachtmaster, white gold. Listen to this. I spoke to you about a Rolex Yachtmaster white gold with a Falcon. Saludos, Nelson. Hello, Nelson. With a Falcon dial, right? Falcon dial has like some blue lines. Blue lines. Yes. And I told you about this watch. You know, it was a collector's grave watch. We call it collector's grave. He did. Collector's grave. And Mr. Franco Fiore showed me the word grave. You know, I give a shout out to whoever needs it. Saludos. Saludos, mi hermanito. Saludos. So this watch is the same watch, and it has a black dial as well, but it doesn't have the, the blue line. It's a Falcon. Check this out. Rolex Yachtmaster white gold 42 millimeter black ceramic bezel black dial, reference number 226659 with a retail price of $35,000. Exactly. Collector funeral curtains. And you heard what Lou said? He has a big house. He's mad. He's so steamed up. Thank you so much, John, for the super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you so, so much. Funeral curtain. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about the Yachtmaster, the white gold, 42 millimeter, black ceramic bezel, black dial, reference number 226659. Retail price is $35,000. I swear to you guys, this is the same watch as the Falcon. That I tell you don't pay $38,000 because it's a collector's grave watch, collector's funeral curtain. Don't pay for that watch, and I mean this. Don't pay for this watch. It's a nice watch. Franco Fiore 27. Don't pay for this watch more, and I mean this, guys. You do whatever you want. That was a good price, Franco. But don't pay for that watch more than $24,500 and dropping. Right, guys? You got that, right? Here's a watch that this is my favorite date model. It's a 41 millimeter. 41. This is a Rolex date white gold with a blue wave Arabic dial. 41 millimeter. Reference number is 218239. It is also a collector's grave. Or should I start using the word collector's funeral curtain? Unbelievable looking watch. 218239. This is a beautiful watch. That dial is beautiful. It's blue and it has waves. It's a beautiful, unbelievable. Use both. Okay, Papa, I will use both. And it has, waves, unbelievable. Blue, and I think the waves are black, Beautiful watch. And I'm telling you, it is a collector's unit, collector's dream, collector's grade, all that good stuff. It's been gone for the longest. And the retail price of this watch is $39,250. You want this watch to have all the bells and whistles, You want to use slider condition material. Use slider. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good watch to look at. I'm not telling you to buy it. I will never tell you to buy anything, but I will tell you to look at it. Don't pay for that watch. It's a beautiful watch, man. Beautiful. Woof. Nice watch. You put that watch on your hand and you stand in the corner and a girl goes by, bam, to the floor. That's it, I'm telling you what it is. Exactly. Don't buy it unless full set. If it ain't full set, you don't want it. But I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch And I mean this. Don't pay for that watch more than $29,900. All right, guys? You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about a watch here now that you guys need to pay attention now. Because this watch was at one moment $95,000. $95,000. You know, because we go crazy for that color, that green dial. We go crazy for the green. You know, 5 years ago, it was blue. Now it's green. You know, over the sapo, like the frog, is green. And this watch that I'm going to talk about is a Rolex Sky Dweller. You know, beautiful Sky Dweller. Yellow gold. Jubilee bracelet. Not the oyster bracelet, the Jubilee bracelet. Unbelievable. Exactly. Exactly. Beautiful watch. But it has a beautiful, and somebody told me this and in the show some weeks ago, that he believes that is the most beautiful green there is right now on the Rolex, you know, catalog. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm beginning, you know, to buy that, that term that it is. And the reference number of that watch, the reference number is the 336938. You know, beautiful. Oh, there, you see that? It is beautiful. People agree with it, and I'm starting to believe it myself. You know, I say always is the Rolex, the hawk. You know, not the hawk that flies, the strong guy. You know, that it has a beautiful green dial with the green ceramic bezel. But they say this one is taking over. You know, exactly. Next year will be cheaper, and I'm going to tell you this watch. The retail price of this watch is $56,200. Yeah, the hawk is there. Wow. Look at that. That's sad, huh? That's a sad thing. Because then I know people that dished out $35,000 for that watch. 35. People were buying that watch before the Daytona. You know, the Darth Vader. Luke, Luke. They were buying the hawk. But it's dead, like Mr. Donut says. And this watch is a beautiful yellow gold green dial, 42 millimeter, reference number 336938. With a retail price of $56,200. And this watch at one moment was over $95,000. $95,000. And I'm going to tell you guys, so you be very, very, very careful. I've been telling you the term that cash is king. Papi, you have cash, you guys don't get it still. You dominate the conversation. You dominate the conversation. If you have, si tú tienes estilla, tienes chelo, tienes pasta, euros, plata, chavo, you know, you're the man, papi. There's no money out there. There's no money out there. There's no money out there. So I'm telling you what's going on. Don't pay. Does anybody know exactly the money talks? And people are embarrassed. I don't understand how you guys are embarrassed of talking. You have money. This is no BS. Tú tienes plata, you know? Here's my money, you know? Here it is. And you say what it is. And this watch, going back before I forget, I got to tell you this. This watch, don't pay more. And this is a new watch that I have been offered. This Rolex Jubilee Sky Dweller yellow gold green dial. Don't pay for that watch more. And I mean this. You do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. You can continue maintaining these people's lifestyle. But otro está jodido. Don't pay for that watch more than $72,000. All right? Don't pay more than $72,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I also got to tell you something. Because in this channel, we told you everything. Nobody tells you this. I want to ask you a question. Do I have right now in this live stream, do I have any subscribers that live in New York City, in the Big Apple, right now? Maybe Lou lives in New York. Does anybody live in New York right now? Just give me a thumbs up, yes or no. I'm going to tell you something real important. Yes, okay, yes, we have one already. Anybody else from New York? New York. I think Mr. Donut's good enough then. We won. Well, I got some news to tell you. Okay, Nelson's from New York. Nope, Los Angeles, Damien. Okay, but here it goes. New York. Okay? Do you know what's happening in New York tomorrow, Mr. Donut? Mr. Nelson, do you know what's happening? El barrio. Yo también soy del barrio, papá. Yo también soy del barrio. Exactamente. 2067 Harrison Avenue, Bronx, New York. Right between Jerome Avenue and Burnside. I told you everything. I went to PS 91 and I had to go to an all boys school called Clinton. You know, if anybody knows Clinton High School, Clinton, all boys school. Anyway, guys, do you know what's happening tomorrow in New York? Okay. Do you guys know what's happening in New York tomorrow? No? I got you, East Side. Bien. Anyway, tomorrow, for the first time in some time, there's a big show happening tomorrow in New York City. A big watch show. A big watch show. So it's gonna be dead, but it's in New York tomorrow. They're back. I think it's in the Javits Center. You know, I don't know those people, or maybe a fancy hotel. You Google it, and it's a big show tomorrow in New York City that you guys should, you know, take a look-see, you know, because the movement is there now, you know. Watches can keep on dropping and dropping and dropping, and you know, maybe you can stop by there and take a look-see, okay? The big show tomorrow in New York City, you know, from the 14th to the 15th in New York, okay? I thought you guys should know that because, you know, I told you everything, papi. I told you everything. I'm international. I told you everything. Guys, our next watch is an unbelievable watch. It's an unbelievable watch. Who knows? Who knows? I think that guy, you know, that guy that beat out Andrew Cuomo. I think he's, you know, I don't know. You guys know about that. The guy that wants to give free housing, free groceries, free money. You know, that guy. He might win it. You know, the people from my city that I was born, the time, Michigan. You know. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Yachtmaster, 40 millimeter. Reference number, listen and learn. Reference number 116622. It has a blue dial. You know, this is the older reference. The older reference. And this watch has a retail price of $12,000. And I'm telling you, this watch in that Corona beer era, this watch went all the way up to $15,000, $16,000, $17,000 because it had that beautiful blue dial, you know, with the red second hand, you know, unbelievable watch. Unbelievable. Exactly, there it is. Red, I said red second hand. My God, this Mr. Donut, I don't know, Damon, but Mr. Donut is on top of me, you know, he's giving it to me, you know? Unbelievable. You know what, Mr. Donut? How much money am I going to trade up to pay for that watch? Go ahead. I'm going to let you be now. Give the price. Whatever price you say is going to be it. Go ahead, Mr. Donut. Give the price to these beautiful people we have here in the show. Nobody knows? Mr. Donut, I'm waiting for you. You cannot be Googling it. You can't be Googling it. You can't be doing that. Nobody knows? It's tacky, yeah? Wait. I'm the man. Okay, Papa. Wow, Mr. Donut said 10,500. Here it goes, Mr. Donut. Don't pay for that watch, and I mean don't pay for that watch more than $9,600 and dropping, all right? There it is. Next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Wimbledon with a gray dial, you know, with the white, you know, with the white mark on the 9. I think it's the 9. Yeah, I think it's the 9. The white mark like a tennis ball, you know, Wimbledon, you know. I think we had an American that was playing in Wimbledon today. I don't know too much about that, but you know, I think maybe he won. Did he win, guys? Let me know if he won or not. I think he won. He looked like he was pretty good. The white female player, I don't know. You know, she made it to the finals. I heard she lost. I didn't think that, you know, I don't know. She didn't look like she was very physically well, you know. Oh, okay, exactly. I don't know. You know, she was there, but she looked like she was, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to offend nobody here, you know. So the Wimbledon gray dial with the white, you know, mark on the 9, oyster bracelet. Retail price is $11,100. You know, This is the Wimbledon. People going bananas for the Wimbledon. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there's certain watches that they're up there, and people want it because of that little white marker and the gray dial. The Wimbledon, tennis player, Jimmy Connors, Bjorn Borg, McEnroe, Ili Nastasi, those people, unbelievable. So I'm going to tell you, and this is a new watch. Reference number of this watch, so you know what's going on, 41 millimeter, 126334. And I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch, and I mean this, don't pay for it more than $13,100, all right? Okay? You know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Panerai Luminar, submersible, PAM 00684, 42 millimeter, rose gold. Remember, this is for our, for our faithful subscribers. They're asking me for these prices for these watches, so I'm going to give it to them, I'm going to give it to them. The PAM 00684. Unbelievable. This is a beautiful watch. Rose gold. This is a watch that you need to respect. 42 millimeter, with a rubber strap. You know what? You might want to avoid it, Franco. And yes, you might pay 20 cents to the dollar. But remember, when all these channels that you guys like to watch attack you, and they say that now Avanti Watches is the watch to buy, Bell and Ross is the watch to buy. You understand what I'm trying to say? Panerai is the watch to buy. Because let's be honest, Papi, people don't have money to be paying for watches that cost $70,000, $80,000. Listen to me. You might say, yes, I could. Yes, the Pluto Trans. The Pluto Trans, they give you that and you go bananas. So this is what they're doing now. They're flipping the game around, and now they're using watches that you can buy them, like you said, for 20 cents to the dollar, but they want to give it to you. They pay the 20 cents to the dollar, and they give you this deep, So these watches, they're bringing them from the dead. Yes, they're watches to avoid. But this is what happens when you have a subscriber. He heard it over there from Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet spray can hair. He heard it, from Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. He heard it from the Genie. He heard it from over there. These Sinbad. The guy with the rodent teeth. Termite teeth, and you guys go bananas. So you have to save the prices. And this watch over here, this Panerai, 42 millimeter rose gold with a rubber strap. The retail price of that watch is $26,000 exactly $700. $26,700. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm stupid, you don't want to hear the numbers they're asking for that watch. You want to hear mine. Then you go, wow. They're asking for that watch all day, every day. They're asking for that watch close to $17,000, And somebody's going to buy it because it's what it is. If you got the money, you spend it, you buy it. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to tell you, because I got to tell you, don't pay for that watch more. Don't pay. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Oh man, this is terrible. Don't pay for that watch more than $12,900. You do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm here. So now you go and you say, how can you be asking me $17,000 when, that crazy Latin guy says don't pay more than this, And you have it there now. You cut it now and you send it to him, Listen to me. My video, because they cut it, you cut it in a 10 seconds or 20 seconds. The price that I say, the model of the watch, and they send it. So my videos on little short things, they're all over WhatsApp, all over, regular text. I'm like, unbelievable. They know who I am, And when they say when they send them those little 20-second little videos of me saying the price, they say they go nuts. You can't believe that guy. That guy's crazy. You can't believe him. Crazy Cubano. They go crazy because people tell me. They say, no, when I send them the video, they went nuts. Because I'm a star. Unbelievable, but true. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you another Panerai. Alumina, GMT, Monoposanti, PAM, PAM, 00277, 44 millimeter. Unbelievable. Rose gold, limited edition. Unbelievable, this watch, Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, this watch has a retail price of $29,800. $29,800. You got some gold there because that thing weighs it weighs. Por un plomo. Pesa conco. Unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, don't pay. Exactly. Yes, limited. How much? Look at that. Yeah, in their dreams. That's the retail price, Damon. The retail price is $29,800. I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that watch. Look at this. Nelson, our friend from New York, saying that he says that I'm going to say $23,000. Unbelievable. Wow, Nelson. That's incredible. Okay. Don't pay for that watch more than $15,500. You do whatever you want. Papi, listen to the gentleman in this channel. Panerai watches are dead in water in the Miami River. Dead in the Miami River. Floating. Floating like this. Floating dead. With backpacks in their back. You imagine floating in the Miami. Let me tell you. If you get to float in the Miami River, you're a legend, bro. You don't understand the people that have float through the Miami River. Floating, with a backpack, Supreme backpack, floating like that. And then they get him with a fishing scaffold. And they get him out. It's for real. You don't believe me? You don't understand the people that have gone through that Miami River. You know what I'm trying to say, Franco. You know too much. You're a man of wisdom, a man of direction. Paco Gambino knew all this stuff. Paco Gambino will talk to me about things that the hook. You know what I'm trying to say. They get you out. And listen to this, the body is stiff. Tied up with ropes. I take that back. I'm sorry, guys. But you know what I'm saying. I'm saying the truth. I'm just telling you what it is. Okay, guys? I already gave you the price. Of the two Panerais. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a watch here called the Omega Moonshine. Gold green. It's an unbelievable gold green, this Omega. And let me tell you, it's a beautiful watch, guys. 42 millimeter. Omega Moonshine. Beautiful watch. Reference number is so long, it's like an Amtrak, reference number. Listen to this carefully. 310-604-250-100001 with a retail price. This is a beautiful watch, Papi. Don't get this confused. This is moonshine green. Moonshine green, with the green dial. I'm telling you, green, $44,900 with a green dial. Please, somebody tell me the price that I'm going to say not to pay for that watch. Somebody, please. Somebody. For possum kickers. These guys are great, man. I'm going to go to work tomorrow so happy, man. Wow. Possum kickers. You guys learned it. Anyway, don't pay for that Omega. This is a beautiful watch. It's a beautiful watch. But you told that dealer this they're selling it to you. Look, again, Nelson, our friend Nelson from New Jersey. Look how much he's saying, $32,000. I cannot continue to let you people give your money away like that. I can't. Two times already, Nelson. Not good. Not good. Damon, please help me out. Help him out. Don't pay for that watch more than $22,500. That's what it is. Mr. Donner, look, Mr. Donner is so disrespectful in a good way. I mean that in a good way. In a good way, I mean that. You know what he puts down? He puts down 50%. Papi! Unbelievable, that Mr. Donner, bro. He is so classy that he says, I'm not going to put a number. I'm just going to put 50%. 50%. Que lindo, man. Good job, Mr. Donner. I like that. Very well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about another watch that some people, we're going to be talking about the Bugatti, the Octofinissimo. You know, the Octofinissimo, reference number 103068 titanium. You know, it's unbelievable. Chrono with a GMT. It's unbelievable, this watch. And I want you to understand, when you send your wife or your daughter's boyfriend or your son-in-law, daughter-in-law, and they go to buy, you know, that's good. Good for you. You send them to buy this watch and they go. This is a very, very slim watch. This Bugatti, you know, Finissimo, Octo, whatever you want to call this watch, you know, Octo Finissimo. And 42 millimeter. It's a beautiful watch. If you need the reference number, I think I told you, 103068. Titanium, 42 millimeter with a Chrono GMT. Titanium, it's unbelievable. The retail price of this watch, ladies and gentlemen, do you guys know the retail price of this watch? It's an embarrassment, man. How people get, you know, killed in these prices. Genta style, correct. And you know what? Even with the Genta style that you might think it might, you know, hang in there. No, nothing. It won't hang in there. The retail price of the watch is $22,500. $22,500. This is the watch that I need to see where you guys are at. This is, you know, chapter 15, how to become a Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market dealer channel. How much do you think I'm going to tell you not to pay for that watch? How much? Remember, Mr. Donut uses the word already, 50% off. Okay, so you know, I'm gonna give you a hint. You know, start with the 50%. How much do you think I'm gonna tell you not to pay for that watch? This is a big loss, man. I get that loco, mano. Anybody know? You guys are waiting for me. Okay. Don't pay. Okay, but you know what? You're gonna tell me now if it's less than 50, if it's more than 50%. Here it goes. Don't pay for that watch, and I mean this. You might find it tomorrow over there in New York, you know, the Javits Center, one of those hotels, you know, over there. Don't pay for that watch more than $8,500. It's terrible, man. You know what it is to buy a watch that costs $22,500. You know, it's terrible. Terrible, terrible. It's terrible. Oh, what happened? Oh, listen, Franco Fiorio, chapter 1. You know, you got to go back to the library and look, you know, at all the videos, and you'll find there from 1 to 15, because we're in 15 right now. Sometimes I go back to 13, and sometimes I go back to 1. But right now it's 15. Ladies and gentlemen, here's another watch. This is the watch that is a brand new watch. Brand new. It is a Patek Philippe Complications. It is a 5935. It has one of the most famous, you know, color dials that Patek Philippe makes in the Complication, you know, catalog, as a Salmon dial. Salmon dial. Beautiful watch. I'm gonna be honest. This is another watch that I say that you're not a real collector until you have leather in your collection. But this is a watch, again, that you put it on and the mommies go by you and you say hello. La panties caga pa abajo. Unbelievable, but true. This is a beautiful watch. And listen to this so you understand something. I'm gonna give you the retail price of this watch. You know, this complication 5935 Salmon dial, 41 millimeter. It's an unbelievable watch. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch has a retail price. Bahapanti Babi has a retail price of $68,109. Brand new watch. But the crazy thing about this watch that I'm talking about right now, you might say to yourself, man, $68,000, that has to be, platinum, white gold, this has to be exactly. It's a stainless steel watch. This, I don't know. I don't listen to me. I don't know what Mr. Dona is doing. I love you too, my brother Alex. Welcome to the show, Papa. Welcome. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Papa. Thank you very much, Alex. And Mr. Donut, without even me saying it, he's already saying this is a stainless steel watch. This is a $70,000 retail. You're welcome, Papa. Retail of a stainless steel watch. $70,000. $59.35. I think you're paying like $40,000 for the Salmon dial. Unbelievable, this watch, Unbelievable. And this is a new watch. Again, new. Fully, full. Mr. Donut, how much I'm gonna try not to pay for that watch? Let's see. You know it. You know it, Papa, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Tell me. Go ahead. No? You don't know it? If you're Googling, you're cheating. If you're Googling. Okay, guys, here it goes. Don't pay for that watch. Beautiful watch. Don't pay more than $47,000. $47,000. Peace, Mr. Donald. Beautiful, Poppy. Don't pay. That's unbelievable. Pay under 53. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a watch here, which I call it the starter kit. And it's the Richard Mille RM016. Is rose gold. This is a starter kit. Like when you're trying to get into Paddock, they start selling you, no offense to the Calatrava, they start selling you the Calatrava, the 24 for your wife, they do these things to you. It's unbelievable. This Richard Mille. They start you off with this one, the RM0016 rose gold. It's a square one, like a tank, like a tank. Like a Cartier tank, but it's Richard Mille. It's rose gold. It's a watch that, it's for people that, you don't have the real Patek, but you have a real Patek, which is a Calatrava, It's the same thing with this Richard Mille, it's a square one. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do yourself a favor and don't pay for that watch more than $59,000, all right? Don't pay more than $59,000. You do whatever you want with your money. I'm going to talk to you about a Rolex stainless steel Submariner. Black dial, black ceramic bezel, no date. No date. Reference number 124060. 41 millimeter. Does anybody know how much I'm going to tell you not to pay for that watch? No? Okay. Don't pay for that watch, and I mean that. Don't pay for that watch more than $9,200 and dropping. All right, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the last watch market update of the evening. I'm going to give you the last one. And I'm going to give you this last one because it's something that it always bothered me on these watches, on this model, and what it had, and people really, I know watch dealers. I know watch dealers that with the sell of these watches, they went ahead and this is no BS. They went ahead and bought themselves a 458 Italia, cash with these watches. And I'm talking about, listen and learn, guys, because it's sad. Well, if you have the money, it's not sad. You don't care. You blow it away. you're trading, you're day trading, and you know what I'm saying. You make money and you don't care, But here it is. This is an Adamas Piquet Royal Oak, you know, flying tourbillon, flying tourbillon. This watch has an ice blue dial. The reference number of this watch is a 26530PT. Flying tourbillon, 41 millimeter. I'm going to tell you, this watch was being sold in that Corona era when they were giving away all that free government money. We're going to call it now so, they don't, listen to the words I say, then they do this to me. We're going to say the free government money they were giving in the world, Because they were giving free money all over the world, you know? You got to be well. See that? This man Alex knows what I'm going to talk about. Papi, they were selling this watch at one moment. Listen, for real, guys. It's sad. It's crazy, bro. $700,000. $700,000. A platinum AP Royal Oak flying tourbillon. Not a tourbillon. Flying tourbillon. Flying tourbillon. They were asking for that watch 700,000, 600 and change, 400 and change. This is, I'm telling you, Alex, not a regular tourbillon, the flying one, flying tourbillon, the monster with that beautiful dial, looks like 3D, unbelievable, ice blue. And I'm telling you guys, this watch, man, people were just sending wires, man, all day, from the Lambo, from the GT3 Porsche, I want it, I want it, I want it. Papi, double logo, man, double logo, triple logo, Papi. I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you, people, that guy, those two toddler body brothers out of Miami, man, they were buying, they were banking, man. These guys, you gotta say the truth, man. They picked and chose the right product to triple. I think Franco said double, triple to get you going. 700,000. 600,000. It was disgusting, guys. This was disgusting. After. You'll be flying for real, man. Unbelievable. Mr. Donut, this is unbelievable. I'm telling you the numbers. This is crazy. And this is no lie. In the Corona beer era, Papi, you have to dish out $1,000. I'll leave the 700 out. 600. You were buying the watch. I'm telling you. I mean, these people were selling that watch. They were like specialists. Even Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, you will get one and boom, that was it. Send Jiminy Cricket the Chia Pest spray can hair to Turkey to get the plugs in his head, Send them over there. We got the money now. Papi, when you will sell one of those watches, you were making, I'm telling you, you're not gonna believe me. If you got it from the boutique, you came out spending like a rose because you got it at the retail price. So the winnings were unbelievable. They were crazy. And there were people out there that had those, those SBA loans, PPP loans, government grants, stimulus checks, protection, employment check protection. Can you imagine that they were giving away protection, check protection? How much you have in nomina? How much do you pay to your employees? I pay $4 million. Here's $4 million. People didn't care. They were spending crazy money. You know the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown. That Puerto Rican Charlie Brown was driving around a $125,000 car. Bobby, they were banking. They were banking. I don't know if he has a lot of money, but I don't know. Maybe you should go look at the analytics so you can see what's going on. Because I don't think, I have a situation that I'm betting money with Sweet Kick Kino, to me, Joaquin to you, and we're talking who's gonna get let go first, the mad scientist or the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown. I'm telling you right now, if they have to let go, between, between the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown and the mad scientist, they're gonna let, to me, I'm gonna go. They're gonna let go of the mad scientist. The Puerto Rican Charlie Brown, he knows what they eat every day. Anyway, here it goes. The last watch. Don't pay for that flying tourbillon. You think so? Wow. You think the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown before the mad scientist? Wow. Anyway, guys. There it is. Franco knows, man. You know what? I believe Franco has a lot of empathy in life. That's beautiful. I think so too. You're right. I think he's like, leave it alone. Don't pay for that flying tourbillon. Listen to this. Don't pay for that watch more than $200,000. There it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. We had a good laughter. We touched a lot of bases. I think it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Just being here, you guys are supporting the channel. Thank you for the contribution to the channel. Again, that keeps me going and coming back with more content for you guys. I hope you learned something. Don't forget tomorrow to watch what this guy is going to be saying tomorrow in the White House. What's going to happen between Ukraine and Russia. Don't forget, guys. All right. Be smart. And don't be giving your money away. The watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. The watch market is dead in a backyard pool and floating face down like this. Good night, guys. Take care. I forgot. Take care and brush your hair. Good night.